Welcome to Night Rip. Well, whenever I first opened this product we're opening today, this being a new hobby box of an older product, we did get through almost 74% of the base set. And of course, anytime I'm talking base sets and opening older products, you know what it's got to be. It's got to be Top Stadium Club, this one being 1995 Series 2. Now, we have finished Series 1. And we're mostly finished with the high number series, or what they call Series 3. But I still have a box of 90 of the Series 2 and a box of the high number. We are going to get finished with this set with whatever we need to do. So we're going to go ahead and rip into this, pull out 6 packs, and see what we can find. See if we can make good progress. Obviously, this is the waiting for series Stadium Club 2022 to come out, which I am hoping comes out this year. If it does, I mean, it's already late. Stadium Club came out, I think it was even before the All-Star break last year. But this year, it has gotten pushed over and over, now saying November 5th. So we'll see what happens. So let me go ahead and open this up, take 6 packs out, and get ripping. But I also want to invite you to join the channel. We are trying to push to get, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers, but we got to get to 300 first. And 300, I am going to do a giveaway. So if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead, hit that button below and the notify bell. Or ask yourself, why aren't you subscribing? So let's go ahead and zoom on in, and I'll try to zoom in. And go ahead and rip up and see what we can find. Now these we should, well, hopefully we'll find that ringleader phone card. And I think the last box we were missing one. It's like they're hit or miss where we find those. Not that they really matter because you can't use them anymore. We'll find a clear-cut finest card. There's really only one per hobby box in that. There's the ringleader power matrix card. That's a 1 per hobby box. And the super skills, same thing, but there should also be a virtual reality card in each one of these, unless it was like the first time I opened Series 1, which was a dud box. So let's go ahead and get ripping. Again, it's not a huge set, but not one that we've also finished. And don't know what we might have found here, but let's take a look. Now, the nice thing, I will say, these are not sticking together. There's Greg Jeffries. They're not sticking together, which was good. It was a little bit different than the earlier years of Stadium Club. Those are real tacky cards. These are pretty nice, actually. Major League debut of Rick White. Manwaring. Just seeing what we can get. Obviously, oh, here we go. Here's Donnie Baseball. Tipping his hat. Of course, Donnie Mattingly, no longer the manager of the Marlins. He decided to move on. So that's his way to say goodbye. Nice Rondell White. And we have a Bobby Bonilla, best seat in the house. Kind of a neat looking one. Unfortunately, it looks like there it is, a Mets tagging out a Brave. I can't tell who it is. And I can't really tell. But we're so used to seeing that. Mets did well this year. Just not good enough. Oh, wait a minute. Jumped right out at us. There's Dwayne Hosey. And this is the one, we got a ringleaders card. It kind of stuck a little bit, but this is a great ringleaders card. Mr. Kirby Puckett. Should be the only one we find, and let's call this good luck when we find it in the first pack. Now these are nice chromium type cards. They're not chrome. It's more of a foil board, but it talks about all the rings and all his stats. What does he have? Well, he's an outfielder, obviously. 9-time All-Star, 2-time league leader, batting once, RBI once. 2 most valuable player awards, AL playoffs in 91 and All-Star game in 93. Very nice. Kirby Puckett, good guy. Unfortunately, he left us too soon. There's one of their club membership, buy more stuff. This should be our, yes it is, it's our virtual reality. Virtual reality cards, I think it was like 135-ish type cards. They are the same card on the front, minus the saying virtual reality here. It's actually going across both Series 1 and Series 2. There's actually no VR cards in the high number series. But the only difference, other than that logo, is this stat box on the back, which is they ran some computer simulations to say, at the bottom, they say exactly, let me take a look at here. But no, the stats here are actually what they did. The bottom would be if the 94 would have been a complete season, because obviously it was a strike season, what they actually think it might have got to. Who knows? There's Mark Grace, and we will end it with the fish before the trout would be Tim Salmon. All right, second pack. It'd be crazy if these first 6 packs I actually got all of the box sets. Because then it'd be like, what are you still opening them for? Well, we still have almost, well, over 26% of the Series 2 still to get. So we got to open it. All right, I'm going to go back this way. There's nice John Olrud. And I say, well, they're not really sticking. They're just a little bit tacky. Nothing bad, nothing to break a hairdryer out for. There's Wally Joyner. Funny, Pedro and Pedro. And it's funny, this Pedro Estacio is a Dodger, which is where Pedro Martinez was. And of course, where his brother Roman was too. Of course, that's a very early Pedro Martinez, before he became the Boston legend. Kurt Abbott. Yeah, a little tiny bit of tack. Nothing too much to worry about. No damage to the cards. These cards are actually in really good condition. And we got ourselves a cover story for Ken Hill. There with, who's he with? A picture for the Montreal Expos. Yeah, Montreal right there in the front. Actually, I should have seen it right there on his hat. Here's Cecil Fielder. Another great one. And another slugger right behind him, David Justice. Of course, did well for us in the World Series there in '95. Now I mentioned that checklist. Actually, it looks like 135 was Series 1. Series 2 starts with 136 and goes all the way to 270. Now you see there's still a numbered set themselves, and it is an insert set. But unfortunately, it's an insert set that looks like, here's a Greg Gagne. The numbering looks exactly the same. If you actually didn't turn it in the front and see the virtual reality, you might mix those up. There's our checklist and a nice fake photo of Turner Ward. You know it's fake because he's looking right at the camera. The photographer should honestly, whenever they're posing for those pictures, they should tell them, don't look at the camera. Cannot break the fourth wall. But they're ball players. What do you expect? All right. So we got pack number 3 here. There's Brian McRae. And Kent Merkler. Nice picture for the Braves. It's interesting to think, you know, this is the 95 set. This was the year that the Braves, honestly, went to the World Series and won it. Move on and his guns. Here's David Hulse. Not going to name them all. Sometimes it's hard for even me to read. It's that, oh, there you go, John Smoltz. Definitely a great one, except when he's commentating about the Braves. And then I question if he ever played for us. Best seat in the house, of course, that would be Mike Piazza. Is that with him with the Dodgers? And it is. Him in Dodger Stadium. And it shows where the best seat in the house was, I guess. Of course, that's not the view from there, even though it's supposed to be. Another cover story, Wilson Alvarez for the Chicago White Sox. We pulled that one before. Actually, I'm just stacking them all up. Not going to break them out except the virtual reality cards because everything else is base. Jeff King. Advertisement, and right after our advertisement should be our VR of Roberto Kelly, and it is. Yeah, that is, well, let me take that back. The clear cut is a insert set. The ring is an insert set, and the power matrix is an insert set. Everything else is base, well, and virtual reality. Yeah, these are what phone card, that's a special redemption thing. Clear cut, ring leader power card, and super scale card. There you go, and virtual reality. So 4 insert sets. Everything else is base. Most of it's just a subset of that base. But love them all the same. And those will not be the ones I'm going to chase. Obviously, the ones I chase is actually the base cards themselves. And I'm over 50% done. Of course, that number is going to go down a little bit once 22 comes out. There's a big unit. League leader when he's still with the Mariners. We've seen Mark Grace before. Albie Lopez. Yeah, it will go down a little bit, but we'll jump right on that and start opening them up. Greg Maddux there with the Braves. So we've gotten 2 of the 3. We've got Smoltz, Braves. Smoltz and Maddux, sorry. All we're missing is Glavine. And we got another best seat in the house for the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. Big guy. And a Georgia guy, too. Okay. Now we get back to the way to sell cards. And we have a Kenny Lofton. This should be VR. And it is. Seth Berry and Brent Gates. All right, 2 packs to go. Again, I'm just enjoying looking at the photos. I mean, that's the thing about Skating Club. It was more about the photos than it was about the stats or anything like that. They was trying to either get you in the game or fake it with those posed photos. But, you know, if you noticed, it's not your standard stand there with the bat and whatnot. There's Barry Bonds. Of course, that's Barry Bonds after he'd gone to the Giants. So at this point, he was definitely a slugging. Where was he at? Let's see. Home runs. He had hit 37 that year. The team average was 8. So just to tell you what kind of guy he was compared to the rest of his team. Of course, the way he was towards the rest of the MLB at the same time. You know, he did break the record. And before I get any hate, especially with Hank Aaron's right behind me, yes, he did break the record. Because even though, you know, there was the enhancement talk, and do I think he was enhanced? Yes. I mean, you just look at him, compared him with, he was a Pirate compared to when he became a Giant. He was definitely a little bit larger, or a lot bit larger. It's a fake photo. But it's still very difficult to hit a Major League Baseball, you know, Major League pitcher. And he did it consistently. So he still had to put the bat on the ball. Because he was intentionally walked a lot of times. Simply because if you didn't walk him, you'd better be prepared to see the ball leave the park. Last pack. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, and I think we might have ourselves, yes we do, we have our clear cut. We have our second of the pack, or the box hits. So we will get to those. And actually, the fact that it's sticking out a bit kind of makes me worried. I had to look at it to make sure it wasn't damaged at all. because it is a clear, flimsy plastic card. And can get damaged, but I gotta be careful. Roberto Kelly. See that one? Greg McMichael. A lot of Braves in this one, which is good because you want all the Braves since they're the ones shortly after became the World Series champions. There's the best seat in the house, and who was it for? Andres Galarraga. There once he was with the Colorado Rockies in Mile High Stadium. All right, let's go from the back. Let's save the clear cut to the end, especially because I'm gonna have to take some ways to show what the clear cut is, because it is, as it mentioned, clear. Trevor Hoffman. Our VR card should be, yes, it's a Baroa. Nice one. Well, I think I've got them all. I have to go back and count. There's our advertisement. But we have this clear cut, and I have quite a few of these. And of course, this is the only card I have found to stick at all. Not super bad, but it is a little bit. So we're going to be a little bit careful. And you see, it does do a little bit of damage to this card. And at least, so Steve Dryer, you've given up a little bit of your paint. I'm going to put you to the side. And who did we give it for? One of the killer bees, Jeff Bagwell. Hall of Famer for the Astros. And of course, I will show you that, yes, it is a clear-cut card. That makes it a little bit easier to see. But, again, nice card. It does take a little bit of the finish off of the previous card. Actually, it just scrapes right off. So, no damage there. Now, you will notice that there is a little bit of a stat block here. And I honestly, whenever I opened up and got some of the others, it took me a little while to actually notice that. But definitely a cool one. And with that, I will say, first off, I'm going to count, make sure, did we get our 1, 2, 3, 4, well, we got 5. I must have put them in the other stack because I don't remember missing any. We should have 6 of our VR cards. We got a ton of base. Of course, this base is going to include subsets such as Best Seat in the House and cover stories. But the cool thing in this one, we did find 2 of the 4 box hits. We did find our what do they call this one? The ringleader card. Mr. Kirby, do it up, upside down. Kirby Puckett. Because we pulled some cool ones here. We got Tony Gwynn. Totally drawing a blank of who else we've opened and we pulled. So this would be our 4th of the ringleaders, and that's a box hit. And then we pulled our clear cut, again, another box hit. And what's neat about both of these cards, other than they're both box hits, they're both unique box hits for me. So very, very cool. And that's it. I'll have to collate to see how far we get. Like I said, we were just below 74% before I had got these cards. We'll see where we are afterwards. I'll definitely put it in the description where we actually collate them, which will probably be tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. That's one of the reasons I'm also trying to drag these out a little bit, because I'm actually, rather than get that huge stack, I'm collating a little bit at a time just to see where I am. Not that it's going to prevent me from opening up any more boxes. Actually, this may be my last box of this one, but it will let me, let me know if I have to do any more looking. So I hope you enjoyed it and enjoy all this type of old product. Stadium Club's a beautiful product, just like Upper Deck and Fleer and stuff like that. They are older. This is actually, really, it's outside of that junk wax era. This is 95. It is a lot of products that people kind of shied away from. Some people were kind of mad after the strike. So this is definitely the post-strike, before that went to the, call it the monopoly or the limited license where Topps had it all. So hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, and if you want to help drive this channel to the 1,000 subscriber mark that I'm going for, And we got to get the 300 first when I'm going to do my first giveaway, or my next giveaway. I'm giving my first one away. Definitely hit that subscribe button and hit the notify bell so you get notified when I put stuff up. Really would appreciate you joining the journey. Also, if you have any comments, drop in the comment section below. But as always, we want to help drive the YouTube algorithm. Hit that like button. It's the thing that helps drive more views to the channel. Appreciate taking the time watching yet another rip, and I look forward to doing this again here real soon. So until then, bye now.